Hello, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. So, whew, people, it's it's hard as it is already. Like it's hard, right? I'm not complaining though, because I feel blessed every single day. I just feel so blessed. So I'm not complaining. I'm just saying in general, it's hard. Like life is hard, right? Mommy didn't tell us that certain things was gonna happen. Daddy didn't tell us that certain things was gonna happen. There was no book that said, all right, this is going to happen, you're going to go through this. Like, if we all had this manual of what was going to happen, I'm sure, you know what? Never mind. I think we still be doing what we're doing because half of us don't even follow directions. Like, we just, things be in our face and we still do the wrong things. I'm describing myself. So, what I'm really trying to say is that, I get so many emails talking and asking me questions, or I don't even know if they're statements at this point about someone being hurt by someone because of this, and someone can't do something because someone is holding them back. I think out of 50 emails that I receive, probably two of them, I can say the person is taking accountability and saying, I did this and I'm trying to get out of this and I'm trying to learn from this. Like, out of all the emails that I get, I barely see the word I. What is happening? People, things don't happen as a one-way street. It takes two to tangle, right? And it takes two to argue. It takes two to do a lot of things. I don't want to get all into it, but you know what I'm talking about. One person is not always a one-sided situation, but this is what I think the main problem is. We need to adjust our expectation as human beings. Adjust your expectations. I've learned this in the hardest way ever. Not that I expect it from people. No, that's not the issue. But I think unconsciously, I thought, because I'm everybody thinks they're kind, so I'm gonna call myself a kind person at this point. But I thought, because I'm such a kind person, and I thought, because if you call me at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm just gonna drive and rescue you, because I thought whatever you say, I'm gonna do. How I treated everyone is how I thought everyone was going to treat me. So I learned to adjust my expectations. Write it down and put it on your wall. And if you're a person that do not adjust your expectations, write it and put it on every wall in your house. And every time you walk around, you see that sticky note and you say, you know what? Adjust my expectations. Because when you don't adjust your expectations, you expect more from someone more than they can give you. Sometimes people can't really give you what you're asking for, and maybe you have more than they have, right? So that's one thing. Secondly, people will refuse to give you what they can give you because they don't want to give it to you. They want to give it to someone else. It's not for you. But if you want to continue to be kind to this person, that's on your own will. Go ahead, be kind. I always tell people, measure your kindness on what's to come, right? Measure your kindness on what's to come, not what was done to you. Because if you measure your kindness on what was done to you, you probably would never be kind. This is a rough world, and this generation is a little different, right? It's a little different because what is to come is greater than what was done to you. That's how I live my life. If I'm going to be kind to somebody, I'm just going to be kind, and I'm going to measure it on what's to come, not what was done to me. If I had to measure my kindness on what was done to me, believe me and you, I wouldn't be here talking to you about being kind. That's another thing I want to say to you is, a lot of times we act so surprised that someone has done something to us. I don't think it's a surprise that's shocking. I think is that every time someone does something to us and we believe in this person so much, we always give them a benefit of a doubt. So even if we expect them to do what they actually did, it still hits us different. Every time they repeat the same thing, it's no longer a surprise. It's a new disappointment at this point. So I always tell people there's a few ways to try to avoid this whole thing, right? When you meet people, and you need to keep doing this even after years. Don't get caught up in history. I've known them for 20 years. I've known them for 100 years. Don't let history keep you in a toxic relationship. And when I say relationship, I'm not just talking about intimacy. I'm talking about with your brother, your sister, your cousin, your classmate, your co-worker, with your wife, whatever. When I use the word relationship, that's what I'm talking about. People, again, people, listen to their words, right? We need to start listening. We don't listen, people. We don't. We really don't listen. We hear people, but we do not listen. Listen to their words. Understand their actions. They always say love is blind. It is very true. Sometimes we get so caught up in love and so caught up in comfort that we forget to watch people's actions. We do. The person will sit in our face and do things that I feel like, and do things that they would not do in front of other people that had set boundaries. Now that's a whole different conversation. I'm not here to talk about boundaries, but I just wanted to bring it up to your attention. When you don't set boundaries, people will manipulate you. And boundaries does not mean disrespect. It's just a ground that you set and you say, hey, I am not comfortable with this. This is disrespectful. So let's learn to understand people's action. Understand people's action. And I'm not saying watch somebody's every move and watch them go to the bathroom and watch them take a shower, watch them get in the car and watch where they're. No, that's not what I'm saying. Or call them every second and be like, where you at? What you doing? No, I'm not saying that. Now that's violating someone's privacy. I said, understand their actions. The third thing is pay attention to people's patterns. Patterns are a big giveaway. I don't even understand, and I'm gonna put myself in this category. I'm one of those. I'm someone that you could do the same. You could do one thing to me 10 times, and I know you're gonna do it again. Like, clearly, the universe done told me. God told me. I prayed about it. I saw it. Everything, and I'll still wait for another pattern to happen. Don't let that happen to you. Please don't let it happen to you. Pay attention to people's pattern. If listening to their words and understanding their actions doesn't help you at all, patterns are something you can't go wrong with. Because if somebody does something once and then they do it twice, and then they do it 3 times, and then they do it 4 times, and this is something they keep repeating, or they stop for three months and then they start again doing the same thing, that's who they are. I'm sorry. I'm a big believer that people do change, but there's an extent where you have to learn how to just say to yourself, you know what? I had enough of this shit. Excuse my French, but this is what you gotta say. I had enough of this shit. Like, really, cut them off. Let them go, right? They're not for you. Maybe they'll go out there and treat somebody else better. I don't know, but that's none of your business. That's none of my business. Just let them go because they're not right for you, right? And another thing I would like to tell you is a lot of times we overpromise and underdeliver. Write it down if you need to. I'm going to repeat it. A lot of times we overpromise and underdeliver. I'm saying we because we do it. I have made a lot of promises that I could not deliver. But the only thing is that I realized that I did that. And if I did it to someone else, I don't apologize for it, right? But there are literally people who overpromise and underdeliver. Please, another thing I want to say to you, Do not make a promise. Do not make a promise when you're excited. Do not make a promise when you're happy. Do not make a promise when you're in love. Do not make a promise just to keep somebody happy. When promises are broken, it's painful. Why am I saying this to you? Because I have been made, so many promises have been made to me and have been broken. And because of that, I do not make promises that I know I cannot keep. When you see me break a promise, you know my back is against the wall. I know how it feels to have a promise broken to you, so I wouldn't do it to anyone else. And that's how you should walk too. If you know that something doesn't sit well with you, don't do it to someone else. And the reason why there's so many promises that are being under-delivered is because we put all this weight on us. All this weight on us for what? Just to impress someone else. Ask yourself this question. Are they doing the same thing for you? Because a lot of times, you know, I grew up with the belief that let me just do it for the sake of God. That's how I walk. And I still walk with that belief. Let me do it for the sake of God. Let me do it for the sake of God. Yes, I'm doing it for the sake of God. But at the end of the day, the only person who does not get tired of always giving and giving and giving and giving and always forgiving and forgiving and forgiving and forgiving is God. As human beings, we get to a point, especially when it's not mutual, we might not get tired of the person, but we will get tired of the fact that we keep delivering to this person, and we're getting nothing out of it. And when they do give us something back, it's only for their own consistency. That's it. It's only things that would benefit them. So we have to understand a few things here, and I'm going to repeat myself. Adjust your expectations. Please adjust your expectations. Adjust your expectations. Adjust your expectations. Adjust your expectations. I'm smiling about it. I'm laughing about it because I'm preaching it. I'm working on practicing it as well. That's one thing. Second thing is, measure your kindness on what's to come, not what was done to you. Because what is to come is greater than what was done to you. Just measure it on what was to come. Another word of that is, I believe that when you're kind to people and when you do things for people, it'll always come back in tenfold. I can testify to that every single day. Just be kind. And the last lesson is, listen to people's words. Understand their action and pay attention to the patterns. And I'm going to repeat the most important one again, because I need this to go in your ears and then get stuck in your brain and it not come out. Let me take my glasses off so I can look you right in the eye and drink a little tea. Actually, it's coffee. Adjust your expectations. Please adjust your expectation. It will save you heartache. It will save you disappointment. It will save you, oh my God, it will just save you a whole lot of baggage. Just adjust your expectations. Listen, we all need help. I'm not saying don't go out asking for help. I've just learned to do that. So I'm asking for help when I need the help, but I've also learned to adjust my expectations. Thank you for watching my video. Oh yeah, I forgot. Thank you for watching my YouTube video. Like it or don't like it. Do whatever you want to do. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I'm saying like it or don't like it because I don't want to do the traditional way or like my video, because not everyone might like, what I'm saying on here. But yeah, like it or don't like it. Subscribe. If you want to keep getting notifications, I think there's a button somewhere that you can press. And every time I post, you'll get it. But that is the message I want to send out to you today. Good luck on this journey that you're on in your life, and Just know that it's okay to make mistakes. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.